Okay, this is our view this morning. Look at that. And those eagle-eyed of you will recognise that guy.
The great huntsman.
Okay, so something a little different. We're in our wee mini camper and we're going off to do a pair of hills.
Meall and Croatia.
So we actually have a ferry to catch tonight, so we can't...
We can't dawdle, but we've not really made a very early start, have we?
Got up, had some square sausage for breakfast, looked at the view.
Enjoyed the view a lot.
But anyway, I guess we best get going. The weather looks stunning at the moment, but it's supposed to be quite windy.
It's really quite cold. It's quite chilly.
Yeah, it is cold. So anyway, catch up with you later. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. You just climb on up. There's signs, well signposted for the footpath, and you're basically just going up underneath the chairlift. And right over there is a whole herd of deer. I don't know if you can see them in the camera. And if you want to cheat and you don't have a dog with you, you can totally take the chairlift up. Sadly, or not sadly, we have a dog with us. All right, let's go. Just climbing here, and here comes a big helicopter. I don't know if you can see it. It's going to come basically right past us. There we go. Yellow and blue. I don't know if that's mountain rescue, could be air ambulance, I just don't know. Anyway, there's the view. Still climbing up. It's a bit steep and the path is quite gnarly in spots, but we're almost up to the plateau up there. Okay, so we've just come up there. You follow the chairlift up. The path is very rocky. It's not even a path in spots. It's a bit scrambly. That's where we're heading, and you can see there's a yellow sign over there. We go off that way and up. There's a lot more snow up there than I think we thought, but we did bring our micro spikes. Didn't bring crampons or ice axe. We left those at home. I might have to put another layer on before we get there, but I'm very hot just now. How you feeling, darling? We'll edit that bit out. Should we try that again? And how are you feeling, darling?
It's quite steep.
It is quite steep.
It's quite steep. Not my favourite.
No. What we got there? Let's crack on. But one last look at the sun. And now over to Ranach Moor. Just stunning. Get your paw sorted. Okay, Storm. Come here. Come here. I'm just sorting out the lead. Okay, Storm, this way. Come on, that's it. Good girl. Good girl. That's a gnarly bridge. We're not sure, but we think that summit there is Croatia. It looks quite snowy, so we'll see how we get on. I think we already mentioned we only have micro spikes with us. We didn't bring crampons or ice axes. We left them at home, which may not have been the smartest thing. But yeah, there we go. So this says bike track, but we need to figure out where to go. I think we do go this way, but we'll check the map and let you know. What are you? There you are. Okay, so you do turn, you do turn at that bike track, and then you just follow it along. We've put a layer back on. The wind is definitely a hell of a lot cooler here, and there's quite a bit of snow up there, so we'll see how far we get. Might not get too far. Right, darling?
Yeah, see how it goes.
See how it goes. Let's go. So you just continue on past the ski centre. You see over there, it's quite a substantial setup. Never been up this far before. And you're basically walking through a disc golf course. So you can see that. A disc golf hole. We keep going. So we're going to be going right up that. You ready? No. Okay, so we just keep coming up here. The path does a bend, but if you lose the path, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a post right there that you can see from quite far away. Head for that. Anyway, as you can see, the cloud of it has actually blown away a bit, lifted. It was totally clagged in for a while. I can actually see the bend covered in snow back there. Look at that, just stunning. All right. Two weeks ago we were higher than this and we were sweating because it was so hot. Storm, there we go, relearning how to drink in winter. Okay, so you turn right at the post and we just keep following, well, I was going to say the trail, but you can't really see much in the snow. So we'll just keep going up this way. Anyway, so we've come up this way and we've come across what is obviously a track for servicing the ski lift that goes to the top of the mountain. And it looks like everybody turns right. Now it looks like the odd person might have continued up here. This looks like the path, but we're going to follow this for a bit because it is a bit slippery in the snow and this might be a bit easier. I suspect this sort of goes and loops around, but we'll find out. It could be completely wrong. But again, look at that view. Look at the Vuckel over here. Vuckel out of Moor, Vuckel out of Beg in behind. It's just stunning. Right. Look at that. Okay, so up there is the top of the chairlift, the third chairlift from the car park. And it looks like a communications tower, and the summit is just up beyond that. So not far now. Oh, what a view. Look at that. What a cracker of a day. We're lucky today, that's for sure. You ready to go, Storm? Come on then. Meall of Beauty, number 49 for us. Wow. Whoa. What a view, well done. Wow. Wow, that's windy. Just the waypoint. Okay, we're just gonna head back down this way, I think. More or less the way we came up. Dog's desperate to keep going. It's quite deep. It was very deep up there. What a view. Cracker of a day, but the wind is definitely picking up. It's a lot colder now. So we best get moving on. Okay, that's us come all the way down. The last bit was really slippery. Like where the snow is deep, it's a bit tricky, but you can post all your way through. But when the snow is really thin and on top of this grass, it's very, very slippery. Anyway, you'll see there is the post that we saw on the way up. So we've come down just to one side of it, but we're just going to head back along there. What do you think? And look at that view behind us, by the way.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty. And actually, check this out. Ben Nevis, right there, right there. And then the moors. And then there's the Ring of Steel over here. And the Grey Quarries there. Absolutely stunning. What a day. Storm attempted to play with snowballs, but it turns out she doesn't actually know what to do. Maybe we'll show you a little bit of that. Get the snowball. Get the snowball. Storm. Oh, you're going crazy. You're going crazy. You're going crazy. Storm. What's this? Storm. What's this? What's this? Look at you. She's not even jumping where it goes. What a good girl. So, that's us out of the snow. We're almost down to the plateau where the chairlift takes you, if you took the chairlift. We didn't take the chairlift.
We didn't. Can't get dogs on that, apparently.
Can't get dogs in the chairlift. I could dangle her off her lead, but I think some people might complain. Animal cruelty and all that. So I think we might end the video here because it was very busy. It's lots of people coming up the chairlift and wandering about over here. But I am thinking we'll leave you with the most spectacular view, certainly one of the most spectacular views in this area. Right there. The head of Glen Coe, Vucaletiv Moor on the left, Ben Nevis in the snow behind, towering over everything else. It's absolutely stunning.
Well, we did say this morning that even if we get no further than this, it's worth it for this view.
Yeah, we absolutely did. And you know what? We were spot on. Except we did get further than this. We got to the top. There we go. There's the view out Rannoch Moor. Don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's hundreds of people over there still.
I don't know if we actually said at the top why we didn't do the second one, did we?
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe what we should do is a little thoughts afterwards in the van later on.
Maybe.
With a wee glass or something. All right. Yeah, so Meall of Beauty yesterday. We're now all camped up in our little micro camper, our little adventure machine, if you will. And we just wanted to touch base on Meall of Beauty and why we didn't do the other peak, which was Cretia. That's right. So the funny thing is about this time of year is that you can have winter conditions up on top of the mountain and nothing down below. So down in the car park it was warm. When we got back down it was really sunny. I might have actually got a sunburn on the way back down. It was very sunny. But on the summit we were post-holing through snow, for me past my knee in a few places where it had been drifting a fair bit, and it was tough going. I don't think it's a particularly difficult mountain, but in winter conditions it certainly adds
Changes everything.
a new dimension.
Well, for one thing, it's difficult maybe sometimes to follow the path. It's not obvious where the path goes off, and what you will tend to find is that people might tend to head in a certain direction, so you maybe are following footprints of others, and then they're maybe veering away from the path, going for a bit that seems to make more sense in the snow.
Yeah.
And I think essentially that was what happened to us on the way up yesterday. And so what we ended up doing was following what would be the ski run.
Yes, the blue ski run.
Up the way. And that was quite rocky. There were sort of big gaps between rocks and a wee bit maybe loose in places as well, which was challenging. I think worrying perhaps more than challenging. It's always that worry of where do you go next and what happens if it's not quite as stable as you think it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you turn a corner, you think you're going the right way, and then you're not, and it all boils down to, and I think we might have mentioned this before, you're responsible for your own navigation, your own direction, your own choices up on the mountain. We numerous times have, on numerous hills and on long distance hikes, followed bits of a trail that actually haven't gone where we hoped they would go. So it's just because people have gone a certain way up a mountain doesn't mean it's the best way for you. So to that, we met a lovely chap on the summit. Not sure if he's watching this, probably isn't. But he was a ham radio operator, and he had his antenna up, and he was trying to reach certain places, and we had a good long chat with him. And then when we went down, he went down first, and when we went down, we decided actually let's follow his way down, because the way that we came up, and you'll see on the track, we sort of swung wide and then up, and that was following lots of other footprints again, to Fiona's point, in the snow. So there's no path or track visible, so you sort of think, oh, those people know where they're going. And they might have done it. It might have been that a week prior that was a great spot. But the other thing too is there was an awful lot of snow in parts of that hill, and you look up and it looks just like a dusting, which is what we expected. We had microspikes with us. We didn't have crampons or ice axes. We left those at home. But when we got up there, while not quite crampon snow...
It wasn't the right condition of snow.
It wasn't the right condition of snow. It was a lot more snow than we thought there would be. I mean, it's only been there for a week or two. So that's pretty much it. And I just think we just wanted to come back and cover that off rather than trying to do all that on the hill. Yeah,
I think there was various points on the way up where we sort of contemplated, should we put on the microspikes?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure that they would have helped.
Yeah, it was the wrong type of snow. Microspikes are great when it's sort of icy stuff.
Yes, yes, and it was quite soft and in places quite slushy. So
lower down it was very slushy, and it was quite sticky snow, so it would ball up on your microspikes and actually cause more problems. So it's tough. I don't know if there's a hard and fast rule for you put them on at this point and take them off at this point, but certainly we ended up by not using them, and I don't think that was the wrong thing.
No. So. But then the other thing was that when we got up to the top, we'd been in the lee of the hill all the way up because the winds were coming from the south. So when we got to the top, the winds were not as strong as we expected, but they were quite strong. It was sort of sustained gusts rather than blowy gusts, but also it was really, really cold when the wind was coming. So I think it was as low as -8 was the forecast, -10, -8, getting gradually warmer throughout the day. And then when we looked at the ridge that you have to cross to get to the next one, we just sort of thought,
no,
not
it
with
was
the snow and the wind, and
too steep, too windy. We've got the dog, of course, Storm. Wonderful she is. She can be a bit of a challenge on rocky stuff, a bit pulley. So we made the decision not to do Cretia, and I think that was the right decision. It means that at some point we want to go back and do Cretia.
Yeah.
Not sure how. We might end up going back over Meall. There's a much longer route that you can go as well.
Yeah.
That maybe
Which
we
we'll
would
maybe
do.
investigate.
We'll see. But yeah, I think that was the right thing to do. So just because in our heads we thought, we want to get 2 hills done.
Yeah.
So let's go do those hills. Doesn't mean that we have to do both hills or any of the hills, to be fair.
Absolutely.
We could have turned around and come back down. Overall, I really enjoyed the day. Fiona maybe not so much.
Yeah, I find it far too steep, and I think I was quite unsettled on the first bit of the hill as you kind of follow up the chairlift. There's bits of it where it feels almost vertical. I'm sure it's not, but to me it did. And the path is just zigzagging back and forth at an alarming rate. So for me, it was just within a short space of time, I felt like I was really struggling with vertigo, and that made it quite tricky.
Yeah.
Once you get up to the sort of plateau bit and you're walking along, it's absolutely fine. And then we started up on the hill proper, and I felt that was quite steep too. And I don't know if that would have bothered me necessarily without the first bit, and I don't know if it would have bothered me if the snow wasn't there, but yeah. I think the combination of all the things was just a bit much for me, so I really struggled yesterday. And to that end, we decided that when we came back down, we didn't follow the chairlift down on the lower hill. We took the service road, which added a wee bit more, but it was quite a pleasant stroll.
It was nice to get the legs swinging, and we could natter away. The descent down that bit underneath the chairlift will be, for those of you that take it, will be tricky, because it's very rocky, very back and forth, bits of it are quite steep. So yeah, the service road was actually quite pleasant.
Quite nice.
We got the legs swinging.
Well, it was all quite wet
out
as well, so it was the bits of it that were really quite slippy, and I don't think I would have fancied that at all on the descent. No way.
So that wraps this video up. We are, as you see, in our wee camper. We're away for a few days. We're currently on the Isle of Mull. So
we think we're going to do a wee video about Mull.
Yeah.
That'll be our next one. We originally came over here with the intention of climbing Ben More, but the forecast for the winds is just stupidly high.
Gusting to 72 miles an hour. So we're not going up there.
We'll see how it goes, but certainly today's a no, and we'll see what the next 2 days are like. But we're only here for 3 days, so we'll see if we can fit it in, but we'll certainly do a wee video about our time here, so look out for that one. And thanks very much for watching, and please like and subscribe, share even.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.